Hey, this is Ken Casey from the Dropkick Murphys, and I love the Grandstanders! Take it away, kid!
Welcome to another edition of Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, the Professor, Russ Stevens, Uncle Joe McLaughlin, and he's the barber to the stars, Hollywood Pete McGilvery. Well, we have another great show tonight, so boys, let's get it started. Of course, we have to thank our great sponsor, Pizzeria Dante, 415 Harvard Street in, of course, lovely Brookline, Massachusetts, and want to say hello when you go in to David and Dante. All right, boys, so we start. So this is getting crazy. We are 80-34, 46 games above 500. And I would say at this point, this has been the most enjoyable season that I've ever had watching the Boston Red Sox.
Geez, great. It didn't start out that way. We were very pessimistic.
Right.
They are a wagon. You know, they win them. They win them every which way you can. Right?
And they're fun, yeah.
They're the 1986 Boston Celtics, and I have used that reference before. But would you agree that they just?
Do they have the personality of that team? Maybe.
Maybe. You know what's really interesting about this team? I was thinking about this the other night. There's really there's two major differences on this team. One on the field, one off the field. In terms of players, there's really only one guy of significance that was added to this team. It's the same team as last year, except for J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right, you go around the lineup.
What about the subtraction, though? Is Pedroia still in that dugout?
No,
right,
he's not.
Yeah,
but Hanley's still in that dugout.
Yeah,
that's a great point. Right.
True, and Hanley's subtracted, and I think those are probably factors. Although I don't think anywhere near as big as a factor as JD.
But also, Russ, remember Pablo was on the team for a large part of the team too.
Sure,
poisoning that locker room.
But the team that ended the playoffs last year to the team that we have on the field now, because Pedroia wasn't really on the field. This is JD Martinez is the X factor, right?
Yeah, and
then the manager, right? And it's one on the field, one off the field. It's amazing. Really, two guys.
Yeah.
Right?
And John Farrell, each win is as far away from being a manager again as humanly possible.
So how much credit do we give Dombrowski for this? Because he brought the coach in because he knew he had young guys.
Yep.
And he knew what he was doing. He was with the Astros last year, so he knows how to get there.
He slow played J.D. Martinez, and it worked out well. But the deals that he's made in the last few weeks, the Evaldis, the Kinslers, the Pierces, well, this is what the Yankees do, right? This are the deals that the GMs put you over the top.
I still would have liked Zach Britton.
Yeah, so are they built for the playoffs, though?
It's a great question. We'll see.
Now, it's all about the bullpen, right? Yeah.
Because these additions that you speak of, I think it's a little early.
Because we don't really have an order yet.
They also take away from Brock Holt.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk. We don't have an order yet, right?
We don't have an order in the bullpen yet.
In the bullpen yet.
Yeah,
that's what we need.
I don't think they're done in the bullpen in two ways. One, it seems pretty clear they're going to try Pomeranz in the bullpen and say, go in, throw the ball hard for an inning, 2 innings, throw it 93, 94, and maybe you can catch a little bit of lightning in the bottle. The other thing is you seem to be able to get guys after the deadline. This whole deadline and the trading period is over. It doesn't seem to be the case. There have been trades almost every day in Major League Baseball right now.
Yeah. All right, so I'll skip to that point then. The Red Sox need to go get one Adrian Beltre, who we should have never let go many years ago. Right. But if you make Rafael Devers your starting third baseman in the playoffs, you will rule the day. He will cost.
You've really got to be in your bonnet about this.
Cost you a victory, which very well could cost you a series.
He is dangerous in the field, and but you have to keep him around for his bat.
Yeah, is his value offensively worthy of?
I mean, we're 80 and 34 with him playing most of those games.
No, but I'm telling you something. We saw it Sunday night. That was a coming attraction. Andrew Har, the rookie, blowing that throw, and they lost the
Yankees,
game.
yeah.
And can't you see Devers doing the same thing?
I could, absolutely. Yeah.
And I think I love the idea of Beltre because he's a veteran who has been there, done that, and he's an exciting guy, a leader. He's just a
And Joey,
big motor.
don't you cringe every time the ball's hit the third base? With Devers?
He delivers in the playoffs too.
Right.
Beltre.
But this is a team that is wonderful defensively.
Here's the
right?
one thing
It's
I
very
do like.
tight
Here's the
team.
one thing I do like about Beltre, and we've seen this, is he'll hit. He has the kind of bat speed, like that home run he hit off of Chapman last year was unbelievable. I mean, he hits really tough pitchers, and I think that's Joe's point. Is that's the kind of guy that you can go up against Chapman or Britton, and that guy will still hit one out. Now Beltre may be able to do that for you, but I do acknowledge it's a risk defensively.
Right. You could lose again.
It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
look at
trade-off.
Beltre.
He could take out another left fielder on
Do
us.
you think they will get a reliever of substance?
I think I think they're going to make a move. And I think at this point, right, it's going to be.
Who's left?
There's a bunch of guys out
There's
there.
always
relievers.
guys, right?
What, 1 inning guys?
Yeah, 1 inning.
Yeah.
guy.
Well, that's all we're looking for because you're going to have to throw 4, 5, even 6 pitches a game in the playoffs.
So
That's just
Now,
the way it's
but two of
evolved.
those guys are going to end up. Two of the guys in the rotation, remember, are going to end up in the
Hopefully,
bullpen, right?
Pomerantz and Price.
Pomeranz and Price or Evaldi. They've got options.
So maybe that's always been his blueprint. I'm not going to worry about this trade deadline
Maybe
because there's going to be guys.
Go
Will
get a
Price
guy
go willingly to the bullpen?
in the
He
play.
went willingly last year.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but he
because
wasn't
he was
pitching well.
injured. Yeah, he was injured, and and that was a totally different
Yeah.
situation. He came back for
Look,
the playoffs.
here's
And
the
he got
thing.
a lot of love for it.
How many
Yeah.
more starts does Price have? Probably has another 5, 7 starts this year. I mean, you can see how he's pitching, and if he's continuing to start well, he proved us wrong the other night against the Yankees. He pitched a really nice game the other night.
Now, you explain to me this Evaldi. He is a phenomenon. I'm telling you, it's not sacrilegious to say he looked like Justin Verlander against the Yankees. Would you say
He
that?
hasn't given up a run yet.
But I'm a guy's throwing 98 miles an hour in the 7th, 8th inning.
Yeah, but the Yankees weren't very good.
I know, but he was good. I mean, he would have been tough had you put Judge in there.
With Judge and
Sanchez.
Sanchez out of that lineup didn't scare
Well,
you.
we haven't, to Pete's point, we haven't seen the bad part of Evaldi. I mean, let's see what happens when he
It's
doesn't
too
pitch well.
early.
Can he gut through a game when he doesn't have his best stuff? That remains to be seen. Right? I mean, if he can, what a deal.
But at the very least, the deal's already paid off with Pearson and Evaldi because they helped us sweep the Yankees.
That's
Yeah.
true. Put them out of their misery.
Yeah, and that's what we want. All right, boys. Does Cora getting run when he got run on what game was that? Friday
Second
night's
game. It's
Yeah,
Friday
second-
night's game.
Severino.
Yeah.
Not only does he not only understand his team, but having played here, does he really understand this town? Because we love that stuff.
Yeah, because no one's been run all year, and he went out in the biggest stage and
Yeah, but
Right
he
there.
buzzed him. I mean, he screwed him into the ground.
yeah.
Right, but that was
He should
not
have
only
been-
for the team,
Yeah.
but I felt
Yeah.
like that was for the fans too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he knows exactly. Again, I compared him to Doc Rivers last week or 2 weeks ago. He knows exactly what we need, and he gives it to us every single night.
Yeah,
mostly through
right.
press conferences.
Yeah,
but he realized that was crap when
He
they
threw it
threw
his
at
head.
Betts.
Yeah.
There's no way that they hit Gardner. That Porcello hit Gardner on
No
purpose.
way. And
plus-
he's a baseball guy. He knows that. He knows the
100%.
sequence. He knows it was a slider.
Of course.
And
Gardner's
the
elbow was
retaliation
out
wasn't
over the plate.
warranted.
He threw a slider into his elbow, and Cora just had to put a stop to it. He had to put a stop to it right there.
But it's always a stupid rule when the umpires warn both sides, both benches.
Yeah.
When
only
one-
one's throwing at the head.
One guy's throwing at the
Right.
head. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but he's just setting the tone for the game.
Yeah.
It was the first inning, right?
Yep.
But Cora gave us exactly what we needed that night.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
And again, back to our point that we've used in the past, managers getting run of fun, right? We
is
need
fun.
to
It's
arguing.
been too long. We don't
Yeah.
see that. There's only been like 5 all year.
Even if they took like the TV that just showed the replay and through the TV, that'd be
Oh,
fun.
that'd be good, yeah.
You know,
Something.
something.
Just give
like
us
a
something.
batter hit, smashing the
Yeah.
water cooler. That's
yeah,
always
right.
good.
We need something. All right, boys. We talked about
Get
this
that
before.
with Beltre.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
get
right.
that with
Exactly.
Beltre,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Jacoby Ellsbury's still
Somebody
the smarty.
touches that helmet. We're gonna
Oh,
have some
right.
fireworks.
That's right. I love that stuff. That's
Yeah.
fun. All right, boys. This show, you start to realize that we're so cutting edge. We had talked about Chris Sale being given a mid-season break, we called it, right?
Management.
Being sent to the Bahamas
Spring
for a month,
training.
right?
Right.
And the Red Sox, even though it was the Yankees, they did it at the time they had planned
And
on
good
doing
for
it.
them. Good for them.
Yeah.
Right, and even they talked about having
Porcello
Sale
could use
pitch
one, too.
tonight. But no, why
Give
are
him
we
another
doing that?
start off, right? Well, when you're 8 games up in the loss column, you can do it. Well, the element I thought was interesting about New York, and I wonder if you guys agree with this, is that I wonder if they held him back from New York just to kind of save another look at him from the Yankees. Like, give the Yankees
Right.
one
Yeah,
less
good
look
one.
at Sale. Maybe skip him later in the year if you don't need him again, and just say, hey, the last time you saw this guy was in June. He wasn't throwing that well.
Yeah. How long does it take him to get sharp again? I mean, after a layoff.
Different guys are
For
different. Some guys
Sale,
come
I don't
right
think it's
back.
going to take much,
Yeah,
right?
maybe throw him 5 innings the first
Erod's
start.
different. It always takes Erod
Yeah.
about 3 or 4 games to get back to.
Yeah.
Well, we know one Craig Kimbrell could have used a little more work than
He's
he
got
did
to get.
because
He's got to get Kimbrell more work.
Don't worry, Red Sox fans. Look, it's better that he's pitching poorly. Would you agree, fellas? Now he's
Yeah.
getting that out of his system.
This is never going to stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just having some control issues, which is obviously,
Right.
a factor because he hasn't pitched much.
Yep.
Yeah, stop throwing the curveball. You're not getting it over right now.
I don't know, Joe. That fastball is still
Right.
that smoke hit last night is
Oh,
still
it's-
going.
yeah.
Well, that was a get me over. I mean, I don't think he expected him to swing it at 3. Not too many guys
Yeah,
swing at
he
3-0
was
pitches on
taken.
Craig Kimbrell, like maybe once a year.
He was sitting on that one, though.
Oh, he sure was.
Oh,
That was
he
actually
smoked
fun to
it.
watch,
Yeah.
right? All right, boys. Now, Tony Larussa, they showed him. They keep on showing him every once in a while. Former manager. Actually, he's a Hall of Famer, guys. Tony Larussa. What role does he have? Every time they show him, he has a pile of papers like he's an accountant, right?
Yeah.
And he's sitting next to Dombrowski. I asked first, would you guys like that job?
Oh, sitting next to
Yeah,
Dombrowski?
sitting next to Dombrowski.
Pretty good seats.
Every single day.
right?
I'd be there every day.
He always seems to have a
I
nice.
wouldn't even have to sit next to him. Just put me up
Yeah,
in that
put me
box.
right there.
What exactly is Tony Lewis's role?
I wonder if he's there every game or does he just come in for a week here and there.
I never notice him when I'm at the games. I never see him. in
Yeah,
there.
I think that those are like his Medicare papers, and he's just trying to get
Yeah,
some
right,
paperwork done at the park, right? Like
yeah,
he's just like,
Yeah,
I gotta
it's
bring
so
my
confusing.
paperwork.
Sheets. He's
Yeah,
gotta
It's a
get
nice
Dombrowski to
big. I got a
sign
nice
off.
big desk.
Yeah, right,
I don't have a
exactly.
desk at home, and I'll get my Medicare work done.
Yeah,
while I'm-
my pension.
Yeah,
and
my
everything.
pension. Yeah.
And then, Dave, the desserts. You want me to get you something?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, but they have to show 'em.
You've sat up there, haven't you?
Yeah, they're beautiful seats.
Mr. Big
and
Shot.
they have silverware.
Mr. Big
Oh,
Shot.
Yeah, silverware at the Red Sox. Think about that for a second. All right, boys. Sunday night's game. That was exciting. Do you guys stay up for it?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Do you stay up for
And
it?
all.
It's usually what happens to us against the Yankees, right?
Yeah. We've been in the other side of that more times than you can count.
Yeah, and that's why all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, this is different this year, isn't it?
Oh man, I mean, just the fact that we can get to our biggest rival's closer. I mean, we've been doing that regularly.
But I have to ask you guys something. Do you, if you're not at the game, do you watch the whole game from first to, do you?
No, impossible.
around.
No, you
Impossible.
click around.
Yeah,
Can't do it,
yeah,
can
you
you?
can't watch. You can't
Yeah.
watch.
Now, I can't do it. I don't even really do it with the Celtics. The Patriots, you have to do it.
Yeah,
but
right.
then I started to get off that a little because it's too easy to switch to other games.
Yeah, you switch around.
But Patriots just breathe the whole DVR. Watch it. You know,
Yeah.
whenever at your leisure.
No commercials, yeah.
Yeah, and then you save 1.5 hours.
But
Yeah.
baseball, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's tough to stay that focused that long.
Pete, you couldn't watch a 5-hour game like it was. And then to
The
have to.
first 2 games though were quick. They were boom, boom.
were
And then the other albatross that night
the
was
Sunday night
A-Rod.
game
Was
was-
A-Rod just does not shut up. I thought that Tony Romo got on my nerves as the season went along last year. He was very good, but after a while you're just like, Tony, shut the hell up. Just give me 5 seconds of a break. A-Rod makes Tony Romo look like,
Oh, and how many times was he going to say David Price 2.0, and then everybody became 2.0, and then when Leon was going to get pinch run, he said, okay, well, they have Christian Vasquez on the bench. Christian Vasquez has been on the DL for like 4 weeks. What is he talking about?
A-Rod is
He
good.
makes Jessica Mendoza look good.
He's
does.
good in a studio show. I mean, I give A-Rod credit. He's very personable in a studio show, because you
Well,
only
if
have to
it's
listen
right,
to him in
when he
little
can prepare.
doses. A-Rod's not one of those people you want to let into your house for 3.5 hours every
He's
Sunday
no
night.
Aaron Boone.
No Aaron Boone, right?
And the play-by-play announcer, the Armenian guy,
He's just done.
Terrible. At one point, the Yankees are up. They're winning by 3 runs. They have first and second. He says the Yankees now will have the tying run on the plate at the plate. I'm like, oh my!
Yeah, no.
This is your
How do you
job.
get these jobs?
It's a goat rodeo on Sunday nights.
And I have to say, I've never been a huge fan of Jerry Remy. First of all, I hope
Yeah,
he's well.
for sure.
I just got that diagnosis
Really?
again of
Yeah.
cancer, so we're definitely praying for Jerry. But I have to admit, Remy and Eck,
So much fun.
I don't know what happened, but they were as fun
So
as
much fun.
humanly to do possible on Thursday and
I
Friday
agree.
night.
They're
I
incredible.
agree.
They're incredible.
They were giddy.
Giddy. They played with each other. They trust each
They're
other.
asking Eck what his favorite trophy is and everything.
Yeah.
What do you got in your house?
But Eck mentioned that, what
Eck
am
was
I to
telling
say?
old
My
secrets.
best friend stole my wife. He
Yeah.
said that
Yeah,
on the
no.
rock. Yes, he said
Yeah,
that.
they get each other. They bring out just interesting new perspectives on.
But
on
that's
each
the
other.
best I've ever seen those two.
Yeah,
they seem
I
to be
know.
the most comfortable. But the best part of those 2 days is when they put this loser actor, David Duchovny, on. Did you see that?
No,
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah.
So they put this actor on, okay? And he rips on the Red Sox for 5 minutes, saying that hopefully the Red Sox will choke. And they get back.
That's what they get. That's
They
what
get back
Nessing
to
gets.
Remy and Eck, and they might as well have just said, "Who the f is this
Yeah,
guy?"
yeah.
It was classic
That's
Boston
just-
stuff.
yeah.
If you can YouTube that, please do. All right, boys. Before we finish the Red Sox, I'm going to tell you right now, I am so frightened of the
You
Oakland
are a
A's.
little fraidy
Why?
cat. What is your
Alan?
problem? Seriously, we're
Billy
80 and
Beane
34.
can't
You're
go the
worried about the
distance.
Oakland A's.
No, we
It's
know
'cause we
How
haven't
many
seen them
guys
all
on the
that
Oakland
long.
A's can you name? Other than Jed Lowry. Name me one guy.
Chris Davis.
Gene Tennis.
I'm not even sure there are
Bert
so many.
Campaneris.
There are so many Chris Davises in Major League Baseball that you
Yeah,
can say that and
yeah,
you have a
right.
50% chance.
That's
How about
right.
Johnson?
That's true.
Yeah.
Right. The guy who pitched a no-hitter against
What's
us this year.
wrong with you? Like, we get through this whole segment, right, where we're just nothing but positivity. 80 and 34, the Red Sox are a wagon, and you throw out, I'm afraid of Oakland.
So afraid. They have our number. We don't play well in Oakland. We haven't historically in the last few years. And
Dave Stewart's not
They
walking
haven't
through that door,
played
my
well
friends.
here.
I'm telling you
They
something.
played
Vita
terribly
Blue's not
here.
walking through
and
that
with
door.
Eckersley as a closer, I think they can win it.
You need psychological help. I got a
I'm
question for
telling
you
you. All
guys.
right, well, that's
I
it.
got a
Never
question.
built
I got a question. So, which team gets closer to winning a championship in this next year in terms of number of games from winning the actual title? The Red Sox or the Celtics?
Wow. Well, go ahead, Pete. With the premise that the Red Sox have to face a 5-game series, their first series, and the Celtics do not.
The Celtics are, my theory, my reasoning is the Celtics are not getting knocked out in the first round of the playoffs,
Or the
and they're
second
probably
round.
not getting knocked out in the second round of the playoffs. They could get knocked off in the championship series, right?
Right.
But the Red Sox could get knocked off.
Right.
As good as they are, and we've just spent 20 minutes talking about them, they could lose 3 out of 5 to the New York Yankees.
Because
I like
barring
the Red
injury, I
Sox.
think the Celtics have a cakewalk to playing gold.
So you'd bet all your money, all your savings on the Celtics.
Yes.
Pete?
I'm not a betting
I would
man.
prefer.
The Boston Red Sox are going to win the World
I
You
would
Series.
bet
prefer
all
the
your
Red Sox,
savings
yeah. I
on
would
the
bet
Red
yes.
Sox getting
Let's go with
closer
the
to
Red Sox.
a World Series title than the Celtics.
Yes, the Boston Red Sox are not going to not
Okay,
win
this
the
is
World
good.
Series.
All
this
right.
year.
Well, I don't
I've watched this team for my whole life. and
Did the
that's a long
Celtics
time.
get enough experience last year to be that team this
They
year?
were 5 games away from winning it
And
last
Kyrie
year.
and
They're going to get
Hayward
within 2
didn't
this
get
year.
to participate.
Look, the Celtics could have great problems.
Right,
with
but the Red Sox are going to have to
76ers.
get through.
yes,
But
I
by the
agree,
way, the
yeah.
Red Sox are probably going to have to get through the Yankees, then the Astros, and then probably the Cubs.
Oh, they have a much tougher road.
Right?
Oh.
Oh, well, all right,
So
so
all your life, I'm betting on the. I'm saying the Celtics.
you're saying the Celtics?
I'm betting all my life savings.
Oh
on the
yeah,
Celtics.
I would have to say the Celtics, but I would prefer it to be the Red Sox.
That's a great question. I got the Red Sox. Pete, you got to do something.
Yeah, you put it that way, I have to say the Celtics.
Okay, great question. I love
All
that. There you
right,
go.
see,
You don't
that's
get
right.
that in any other show. All right, so boys, we go to the New England Patriots. Remember them? Well, the Patriots acquired Eric Decker this week, and they got rid of Malcolm Mitchell, which we understand.
Yeah.
So right now, the Patriots have cornering the market in white wide receivers who play the slot.
Yeah, we're not going to have a deep threat.
Right? Well, I mean, are there any white wide receivers left that the Patriots haven't?
Yeah.
They don't have faith in their offensive line, I guess.
Well, he got mad when he lost Amendola, so he got 4 more.
No, but didn't we see this as a problem in the past when the Patriots have small guys as wide receivers?
Yeah.
They get bullied at the line, and all of a sudden Brady has nobody to throw to.
Well, there's some speed there, though. What's his name?
Dorset.
Cardell?
Cordell
Patterson.
Patterson.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
but he's
and-
more of a special
yeah,
teams
look,
guy.
He's
to
still
me,
a
this thing-
project. No, but he's
Yeah, but he hasn't
Yeah.
been able to get off the line. That's been his problem in his career.
and he worked on that all season.
It's scary to say, but to me, this thing could turn on is Kenny Britt, healthy and the real deal, because he's the big, fast out X boundary receiver that you look for, but he hasn't been on the field yet, right?
Well, that's pretty
And he's a
pathetic when we
knucklehead.
have to depend on Kenny
He's a
Britt.
knucklehead.
Yeah.
Had 80
Yeah.
catches
and
2
whose
years
fault
ago.
is that?
Yeah, right. It's the personnel moves that Belichick has made. He has not drafted well, guys.
He can't draft a receiver to save his life.
Right, exactly.
To save his life. They should, and there are teams that do nothing but draft great receivers. Like the Pittsburgh Steelers draft great receivers every year. They should pay the Steelers to make their
Or
pick
does
next year.
or
They
does
had good
Exactly.
coaching,
well, a lot
too.
of
They had
times
good
it's not.
coaching.
It's sometimes the quarterback is the problem. Now Brady is the best of all time, but when he doesn't get along with someone,
Wow,
They may as
Joe's
well-
hating on Tom
may
Brady
as well
now.
throw him out the
No,
door.
Joe's right. I mean, look, Edelman.
Oh, we expected
that's
him.
hard to believe,
Edelman, this
Joe's.
is Tony LaRussa, right? Yeah, exactly.
Big Ben, Peyton Manning could make anyone a star,
Right.
and he always did. He worked with whoever he would. Tom's a little fussier.
No, Tom's made
You
some.
can't be giving him some Riche Caldwell stuff. He
Yeah, well,
won't
I was
do-
going to say, he
I don't
made.
remember Deion Branch doing much outside of New England.
Yeah, well, that's true, too. Yeah, he's made some guys some,
Yeah,
some
he's
big
made
money.
Made
Super Bowl
Edelman a
MVP.
great. Made Wes Welker a great.
Yeah.
Made these guys great.
I think.
but
I
he
think,
picks and chooses.
Well, and the other thing is, I think Brady's very, very comfortable throwing to slot receivers who know what they're doing and are fast. And he's just, I think, to get Brady's confidence to be a boundary receiver, it takes a lot.
He looked pretty good with Randy Moss.
yeah,
he
well,
certainly
that
did.
took
He was
took the
throwing
best
long
of the
balls.
And
game.
it took a Hall of Famer.
And I don't want to offend you guys, though. He's getting kind of old. Tom Brady's not going to have the arm strength that he has
Oh,
had
God,
in the
here we
past,
go.
guys.
He's
Well,
still got the
seriously,
long ball.
What do you think?
He
It just
doesn't
goes
have
on
the-
forever?
Well, he certainly can't. He doesn't have the long ball that Jimmy Garoppolo has.
That's for
Hey,
sure.
listen, pliability is everything. He's got pliability. Who
Yes,
needs
he
arm
does.
strength?
Oh my God, I don't even want to get into that. All right, so
Why?
training camp, because I just go into bad places. Training camp reports are so freaking stupid. So what basically it comes down to that if the offensive lineman played well, we go, yeah, right, Isaiah Wynn
Yeah,
played well,
yeah.
but that means that the defense crapped the bed, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And if the defense played well, the offensive line crapped the bed. So it's stupid, right?
Well, yeah, but oftentimes you have the ones against the twos in those situations.
I know, but you really can't gauge too much unless they start playing the games.
Well, we'll see tomorrow night.
Don't
They'll
they-
be playing?
Don't they know all the plays? Don't they know all the formations on the opposing side? And
Right, when they're
doesn't
doing
the
it every
defense
day.
know all of the offensive plays at this point in time?
But the Patriots know the plays on for the other team
Ooh,
too.
wow.
Yeah, right.
Boy, this is going to be a
Isn't that how it
season long
works?
of Patriots
Whenever
hate.
you can.
Isn't that Patriots way?
Patriots hate. Oh, my God. It's
How
as
is
if
that
they never
Patriots hate?
won
I was
5
watching
Super
Hard
Bowls.
Knocks last night, and they have the coach's desk like this, and of course he's got plays on the table, and they blur it out. I said, I wonder if that's for Bill.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right, so boys, we've been talking about the Pats' terrible drafts, and are they going to catch up to them this year? Now, I'm reading reports that every year we talk about who's going to make that 52nd, 53rd roster spot, and we'll analyze and stuff. They said, you're not going to have that problem this year. There are going to be a couple of guys on that team that probably shouldn't be in the NFL. So is that where all of a sudden it's starting to move the other way?
Yeah, look, they're thin in a couple of spots. They're thin at linebacker, right? And they're thin at receiver. They've got pretty good depth elsewhere, but they're really, really thin at those two spots.
I haven't heard much about the running back this camp.
Very deep. Very deep.
Well, Sony Michelle, he's
That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
He might not
he
be
got
till-
hurt. Yeah,
yeah.
he's now.
They had to drain his knee.
Yeah, so he won't be there till the regular season.
Yeah.
And maybe not the start of the regular season either.
See, I didn't hear that.
But they've got Gillislee, Hill. They've obviously got James
Burkhead.
White. Burkhead
Burkhead.
sounds like he's in good shape.
he's
so
the guy.
Hey,
But
I got
they-
this. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say that I got this breaking news. If Gillislee's out there,
he's going to get the ball and he's going to run it.
Yes, he is. No, that's true. Same as Hill.
Is that the hot take?
Yeah, right. That's
right.
hot
That's why
take.
Burkhead is so
Every team
important.
in the league knew that.
Burkhead is so important in that respect, exactly. Because
Yeah,
he's
it
the
was-
one guy on the team you don't know if they're going to run it.
And
Or,
it was very tough with him where he got the rib injury early.
Yeah.
That doesn't clear up. And he had that nagging rib injury the whole year. So we never saw the real
Yeah.
Burkhead.
yeah.
All right, so boys, if after this first 6 games the Patriots is just an average 4-2, will they lose you?
No.
They've
No
been
way.
4-2 before too, right?
2-2,
they were 2-2 last year, right?
But will you have less patience for this team?
Of course we have less patience because we have such high expectations. for
That's
them.
exactly right.
Right, all right,
I believe in Tom.
I know.
No, I mean, look, but it's a great question because could you imagine, like, what's the worst record the Patriots could have this year? Let's sort of establish that baseline. What's the worst record this team could have this year?
10-6.
Right.
11-5.
Yeah, 10-6. But the thing is, are they built to last this year? You know,
Right.
But that's not an average
we're
team.
already skeptical about them. That's the difference about this year.
About the Red Sox. Can they?
But,
Good regular season.
but we're not
team.
diving in early on in the Patriots, no matter what, right?
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of holes in the Patriots early.
Right, but they were talking how the Red Sox weren't very popular early in the season,
Right.
despite their record,
Yeah.
and now
Well,
everybody.
look, if you take a look at that Patriots year, I mean, they barely beat Jacksonville in that game.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
the team
Had to
had
come from
problems.
behind.
We all knew they had problems going into the playoffs, and those problems manifested themselves. And other than if not for Blake Bortles being the quarterback of the Jaguars and a ridiculously conservative game plan, the Patriots weren't going to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of things had to happen.
Yeah.
And they played Jacksonville early this year.
Yeah.
So I ask you boys, everybody's talking about the Boston Celtics. Come November and December, it's kind of just like the August of the NFL season.
Right. The doldrums.
Do the Patriots just get swallowed up by Celtics? The Celtics
I don't
phenomenon?
think not yet.
They'll
no.
be going head to head. I mean, you could end up this amazing convergence of the Red Sox, going through October,
Yep.
right? With in the deep into the playoffs, the Celtics season starting, and the Patriots really roll. I mean, that's we haven't had that kind of Celtics team early in the year around here for a while.
I think it's still the Patriots' town.
Oh yeah. A
It is. I
Patriots
agree, yes.
Rerun of a rerun of a rerun of a rerun will do better ratings than a championship game
And
for the Celtics.
And the other thing that's hard to account for, although it seems to be happening more and more, is the Patriots are a drama factory now, right? That between the owner, the coach,
Yeah.
the quarterback, and the media, there's just every week there's
I
a
think
new.
they mean
And it's
it
kind of a
well. They just
turnoff.
want to stay
That's
in
been
the
your
paper.
point, and
Yeah.
I agree. I
They'll
actually agree
calm
with Joe.
everything down now, Russ.
Like
the
you
season's
said
good.
in the past, the NFL had a Wednesday problem or the NFL
Yeah.
had a May problem.
I don't have that
They-
problem
they
anymore
try-
with the
they
Patriots.
try to
You might
keep-
be right. They may just snap it back, but
To that point, here's Tom Brady. It's his birthday. But they made such a big deal about
I
Here's
know.
a guy, I didn't ask for any of this.
I
you know?
Yeah, cake
You
half
can't
the
get
size
away
of a
from
football
it.
field.
You can't get away from that drama, and that's unfortunate.
Well, maybe you'll miss it because let's be honest, boys.
After Tom Brady, we should
we will miss
We
it.
should
We
be
will
very
miss it.
glad that the NFL no longer
we have Jimmy G.
blackout games.
we have
Right?
Jimmy. Oh, yes.
Oh, we don't have Jimmy. No, we have the Brian Hoyer era.
Yeah.
And we could.
Danny Etling.
Yeah.
I'm bullish on Danny Etling.
You're bullish.
It's the
on-
Etling
Maybe we'll
era.
get Jacoby Brissett back.
Yeah, right. Apparently, you couldn't get a first round pick. He
you
said
won't,
that.
won't trade him.
Unbelievable. All
Not
right, well-
even 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, well, because Jim's been back in the
Hitting
sauce
the bottle,
again.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank the boys, of course. I want to thank the lovely and talented Adrian and William the intern. Please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com and tune in again next Wednesday night at 6:30 for another edition of the Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night. Scott Kerman, have a great and happy night. The elephants are in town.
Here comes the circus.